protests in Mexico spiraling out of control. As you can see here, the police saying that this has turned into a riot, and they're saying that thousands of Gen Z demonstrators have stormed the National Palace, where the president stays. These are labeled anti-corruption protests. So literally thousands of people, mobs of people, frustrated with what's happening through and through with the country. They know that the cartel has a major grip on a large portion, but the corruption on the other side is what got it to this. They don't trust any of the factions, and they're in the streets fighting the police head on. So there's no one that supports them from their viewpoint. And they stormed the presidential palace where the president stays. And we've talked about this, the control set up by the Mossad all around the globe, especially in Mexico. But now the Mexican people, the younger group here, Gen Z, rising to the occasion, doing this, and they see what's about to happen in their country, what's happening and about to happen. Trump has labeled the cartels terrorist groups. They are about to start striking them in a military campaign. This is going to go all the way down to Venezuela and back. One huge region of Central America that's going to become a war zone here at any moment. And when this happens, when strikes start hitting cartel leadership in other areas inside of Mexico, you can bet somewhere along the line some innocent people are going to die. And it's just going to cause more chaos. People do not want America drone striking their country, even if it's so-called baddies. Well, who's the baddies? When the cartel controls half the freaking country down there, and then the government doesn't seem to care about the rest of it. I pray for the Mexican people all in all, for all people worldwide, to overcome the corruption that's within all the governments everywhere. And in this instance, this may flare up. I actually foresee this getting worse all over the place. As war picks up in the area and the strikes begin, which have not even happened yet, when they begin, you can expect this to go into overdrive. And then blowback's going to hit America here at some point. So Trump's sitting there quiet. They're about to strike Venezuela at any moment. And those strikes are going to run all the way to our border. Anyone that they label a threat in the middle. So this is the latest. I'll leave.
All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto us like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. As you can clearly see, chaos in Mexico. And because what? They said that the administration is being ran by cartels, which is just another cover-up, another buzzword, so that way America and their allies can go after whomever they deemed. Because who says anything about the cartels or any of that sort? So it's one of the cartels is the one that's passing laws and making ridiculous decisions that everybody has to go and get the digital ID, a mandatory chip after a long period of time. Who's the one that's behind that? It's not the cartels, right? They don't even sit at the dinner table with these high elites. They're looked down upon. The international bankers is the ones that run this whole goddamn world. So all that is just a cover up, so that way the powers that be can actually get into these areas and take over, because the president of Mexico is a small hatter and is a woman. All right, I believe it was maybe a couple of days ago a mayor from one of the places in Mexico got assassinated publicly. So the people's having enough. The they're tired of these things, and this is Trump is probably sitting back and watching like, damn, why these people won't do nothing yet? You know, because Trump and this administration, they want to invoke the Insurrection Act. They want to provoke the people to to get a proper response. And once they get that response, then he can run everything the way according to how he wants it to be. So this whole thing that's happening is by design. And ultimately the one that's designing it is the Most High. 2 Ezra 9:1. It says, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So how would you measure the time? You'll measure the time by using the scriptures as a ruler and compare it to what the scriptures are saying, what the time is happening, to realize, like, wait a minute, the prophecies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is taking place. Is right before your eyes. All right. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs. So what's one of the parts of the signs? Blood moons, blue moons, all right, eclipse, earthquakes in diverse places, okay, plagues, rumors of wars. Matthew 24th chapter, the Lord told every single detail what to look forward to know that he's coming, all right. It says, which I told thee before, then shall thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And he's not visiting the world like he will go visit a theme park to take the family and have a good time. He's visiting the world by bringing judgment to the world. The judgments are getting louder. Might I add, the Lord always brings judgment. Matter of fact, Zephaniah 3:5, it says, the just Lord is in the midst of thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So just because the world don't see that the Lord has been judging America for a long period of time, all right, the Lord has been judging America in a gradual sense. He's I don't know. Every time I try to say a word I'm familiar with, it's kind of hard. But strategically, that's the word I'm looking for. He's taking this place down. All right. This is a demolition that the Lord is conducting on Babylon the Great. So the Lord is always doing something. Okay, he's not up there and not doing anything. The angels, just like how we have, unfortunately, in this society, you have the holiday season, right? And there's a whole bunch of job openings. And after the holiday season is over, people get laid off. Well, you gotta look at it like this. In the kingdom, oh, not sorry, in the kingdom. Yeah, in the heavens, you got angels and them. And they're getting busy. Okay? They're getting busy. This is their season. Referencing to what? Real quick. Revelation 12:12. Therefore you rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the habits of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So why is it saying to the heavens to rejoice? Because it's the holiday season. It's the holy season. It's the destruction season. All right? Because the destruction is going to lead to what? To the kingdom. When Yahushua gets coronated. So the angels are excited. They help. It's installing all these things is happening. Why people all of a sudden realizing that the governments that they have is corrupt? Because the Lord is opening their eyes. Okay, they already knew something in their mind. They knew generations for a long time ago. People ain't how Dabu said it. It was kind of disingenuous in a sense. So like, yeah, it's just because it's not the first time they said that. I believe it was Nepal, and they said, yeah, the Gen Z did this and that because they have the energy for it. That's all. The older heads don't have the energy for it, so they have the energy to see this thing through. And it's real quick, Revelation 9:14, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. So the four angels, which goes back to Revelation the 7th chapter, they was holding back the destruction. And when you go into, I have to do this, I haven't read it in a while, Daniel 10 and 12. Right, Daniel 10 and 12. Then said he unto me, Yahushua actually came to Daniel, okay? Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that didst set thine heart to understand and to chastening thyself before thy power. Thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me and to remain there with the kings of Persia. So what was the Lord telling us? That the angels in them are working on the minds of men. All right? They work on the minds of men. Proverbs 21 and 1. It's not just the kings, it's all men. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. So the Lord is working in the minds of the people and having the people realize that their governments are evil. Their governments are wicked. All right? They have said enough is enough. And they feel it in their pocketbook. They feeling everything. They feel the all of a sudden they lived in this poor neighborhood and everything is going skyrocketing and they can't afford it. And the governments of this world telling the people like, oh, it's good for you. They're like, nah, this is some bullshit. Okay? So they feel the squeeze. So now they get to react. It is all because of the Lord. This is part of the Lord's visiting the world. Verse 9, 2 Ezra 9 and 3. Therefore, when there shall be earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, whoever thought the Mexicans would have been acting the way they acted, right? This is how the world would depict the tribes. They docile. They're not docile people. It just wasn't their time. Now they part of the global consciousness of rebellion against their governments, like every other nation, because they're seeing the ones that they was told to trust are not trustworthy. All right, they probably put their money into the bank accounts, and now they find out their bank accounts is at zero. So it's more than just what they're telling us. Oh, they just mad about the cartels. That's just a spinoff for Esau to go in there and fuck it up because he already said that he was going to send troops. But all this uprising of the uproars of the people is a clear-cut sign that we are at the end of the society. Okay? The angels are working in the minds of men, and they're making men real. They finally taking up that veil. The Lord is finally taking that veil off of mankind, so to speak. And they say enough is enough. Okay? The earth is literally is on an uprise right now. The people of the earth, except for Babylon, because when this place goes, it is gonna be ain't gonna be good for these people. Job 20, since I said that, and 7, I believe, it says that the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, which is the satellites. The Lord is allowing information to go through satellites. This is why we could go and up uncover all Esau's wickedness. Okay, we could do that through the satellites, the internet, and the internet's too much information. This is the same way of Nero. Nero all of a sudden now is coming to find out that Nero he goes both ways. All right, he's going both ways. So that scandal right now is hurting him. It's not only hurting him, it's hurting the elites that were quiet, that was in the darkness, that was in the shadows. So the heavens are revealing his iniquities, their sins. It says, and the earth shall rise up against him. So part of the uproar is the earth rising up against the people of the earth are rising. They're not with this whole new world order the way they deem it so, and they know that. They're preparing. But what they fail to understand is because you have certain things in motion, you're going to lose control of the narrative. You're going to lose control because the people outnumber you. All right? The people outnumber you. This is why in other countries, politicians are getting deleted. All right? Straight up. They're not going to say it, but they're getting deleted because the people realizing that you're evil. Okay? It says, the increase of his house shall depart, and his good shall flow away in the day of his wrath. So all this buildup that Esau has accumulated for himself and the overthrow of man, he's going to have to pay that shit back. All right? So, hey, we in some beautiful times. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is tearing down Esau's structure. And Esau think he's doing that to build it, to bring in his new world order. But that teardown, that teardown is him tearing himself down. And there's no comeback. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations of shalom.